Good evening and welcome back, Delmarva. Delaware's legislative session is on hiatus, but lawmakers say they expect to get a preview of the bills that will be considered when they return. State Senator Dave Wilson tells 47 ABC he expects the controversial gun control measure to be reintroduced this session, limiting open carry licenses and other restrictions on the Second Amendment. Now, he tells us that he wants to defend those rights if the measure is brought up when they resume session.
Gun bills will be back again. Usually we'll see them in pre-file while we're on break now. So they haven't hit the surface yet, but I'm expected to see them. We'll go back in March the 7th. So 10 days, 2 weeks before that, I expect to see them.
Now, he also tells us that he will be pushing for more state funding for nonprofit groups throughout the first state. Well, the city of Cambridge is set to undergo renovations on Chesapeake Street, starting with a city favorite Club du Jour, which will actually be torn down. Renovation costs rose to a $2 million estimate, which city manager Tom Carroll says is not economically feasible. However, through combining the land from Club du Jour and the land on the other side of the street, both sides will have houses on them. On Thursday, the city sat down with the community to announce the more affordable plan.
My recommendation is to move forward with the demolition of this property behind us, which is what we initially bought the property for, but we took the time to stop and listen and make sure that we were listening to the community input.
Now, 10 to 20 homes will be built on the land off of Chesapeake Street. Demolition is set to start in the next 3 months on Club du Jour, and then the planning for the homes is estimated at 6 months before construction will begin. Well, a new project in Milford is hoping to bring food that the community needs closer to that community. Rob Flax explains how the Food Bank of Delaware's new building will give them the upper hand in battling hunger.
When we open the doors to the 67,000 square foot facility, we are going to be thrilled to be offering so much more to the community than really just food.
Construction is underway for a brand new Delaware Food Bank storage facility and community center in Milford, helped along by a $200,000 donation from the Bank of America. Food Bank of Delaware President Kathy Konevsky says Kent and Sussex counties are now requiring just as much food as Newcastle County, and the new building makes it more efficient to meet the needs in Lower Delaware.
We will be able to store here. That's a big thing that we don't have the capability of doing right now. So we have a huge warehouse in Newark, and what we do is we bring that food down.
She says the center will also address other needs folks who are food insecure might have.
We also have workforce development training, so we'll have culinary training, which we have here in Milford, but not to the extent that we'll be offering it when we have a larger facility. We'll be adding our kitchen school, which is a parallel program, which is still culinary training, but specifically designed for people with intellectual disabilities.
Delaware State Senator Dave Wilson was at the dedication, and he says he will support bills to make the center fully funded when it opens. He hopes the center will help save his constituents from having to make hard choices.
Things are so tough for people for food, and they have to make a choice of whether they want to eat or pay the rent or pay a car payment. This is the time that we can say that with the community sticking together and a lot of partnerships with the Bank of America and other great organizations that have stepped to the plate to make this happen, it's an exciting day to see this happen right here in the city of Milford.
In Milford, Rob Flax, 47 ABC, WMDT.
Okay, maybe not happy with what I have to talk about here for the weekend. If you enjoyed today, yesterday, the day before, I promise you in the 7-day coming up, we will get back to 60s and maybe back to that 70-degree mark. Got to get through this weekend, though. So first half of tomorrow, or first half of the weekend, tomorrow looks great. The weekend forecaster could cut it in half, which we tend to do around here. It seems like a thing. But Saturday looks good, seasonably cool. We'll have some sun, no big deal. Sunday's the big deal. That's when a coastal storm will bring in rain that will move across the area south to north through the afternoon on Sunday. The wind's going to pick up. We're going to have some travel issues there for the afternoon and evening, and even potentially into Monday morning. And then we also have to talk about what this means for the coast with some winds picking up. We'll get to that in a moment. But let's relive today. The record high came out of Wallops today. Yesterday it was Georgetown. Today down into Accomack County broke that old record of 64. And in Salisbury, we are this close to tying the record of today of 69, but 68 not too shabby. They're 21 degrees above average. All of Delmarva in the 60s today, a little cooler here along the upper shore. And that's actually as a cold front kind of snuck in today. Didn't get any rain out of it, some clouds, that was it. And you see briefly we've gotten back into a northwest flow, which is very temporary because as the storm I expect to develop off the coast starts to get going, it's just going to bring in that southerly air again. It's not going to warm us up, it's just going to bring in the moisture. So we're going to have a nice surge of rain moving through. And, you know, this is the type of setup that would give us snow. If all of this was actual Arctic air, but it's not. So it's just a cold, nasty rain that we expect. That's snow lovers, I'm sorry. The setup's here. Usually these coastal storms that just stay right off the coast and throw in that Atlantic moisture, that's how we get our snows. It's just not going to happen this time. There's the cold front to the south. Area of low pressure hasn't developed yet. That happens tomorrow. I'll show it to you on future casts, just so you can see. All of Saturday is good. Sunday morning, that area of low pressure develops, and you see the rain starting to move in south to north, and it will be a consistent wind coming in off of the ocean there that could provide for some minor coastal flooding. Can't rule that out, but really, this is not going to be a huge storm. It's just going to be one that's going to cause problems. 1 o'clock, 2 o'clock in the afternoon, south to north with that rain. Check that timestamp there. We're going to run it through Monday morning. That's when things will move out pretty quickly as that storm goes out to sea. We'll be done talking about rain. It's going to be a little cool to start the week, but then we'll start to see the warm up slowly as we get into your Tuesday and Wednesday. Back to tonight. It hasn't been this chilly for the past couple of nights, but we're still actually above average as temperatures will drop into the 30s. And your Saturday planner should be generally mostly sunny. Definitely cooler, but a dry day overall. Marine forecast looks good for tomorrow, but if you have boating interests, if you can choose between tomorrow and Sunday, do it tomorrow because I expect there to be potentially some gale warnings out Sunday with that storm moving up the coast. Now, with the 7-day forecast, you can see that is significantly better here into Monday. Valentine's Day, not bad, mostly sunny, and we get back to the warmer temperatures Wednesday through Friday, but that does come with the next shot of rain. You know DSI is not done. Brandon's standing right next to me. He's waiting for me to shut up. He's back right after this.
Never.